What is up guys, this is your host from the Shadow coming back at you today with the second episode of the Clan Spotlight series where we visit clans and throw a spotlight on them. Well, basically that is what it literally means. However, the clans that we are visiting these days do not need any spotlight. So in the first episode of this series, we visited the CWL Season 1 Invite Clan, the Turbs Win Big, where we covered their Week 5 matchup against the Midwinters. Unfortunately, the Turbs lost that match, however it was still fun as we got a ton of live attacks and showed you guys the progression of war. Today we are in CWL Season 2 and we are visiting a clan that is a Champions War League Light clan, goes by the name of Anjune War, which is into the headlines these days. So it is right to say that Anjune War is so hot right now. But let's keep all of that to one side because Kirby here is bringing in a queen charge from the northern side of this base using two baby dragons to break the trash ring. And for all of you guys out there who say that the queen does not take the jump, this is a classical example. The goal of the queen charge being to eliminate the opposing queen and the opposing clan castle. Down goes the first rage trying to prepare his queen for the queen versus queen encounter, and shortly after that she'll have to tackle the pre-poisoned CC. The stage is now set for Kirby to begin with the Hall Rider phase of his attack. Down goes a giant to tank, and there is a good enough reason why he does that. But would you just look at the trawl that Kirby has to get through on the eastern side of this base. That Tesla right there is just acting like a magnet for the Hall Rider to screen the pathing. Look at the beautiful funnel that he created in the first phase of the attack that gives him the ability to directly target the Expo with his Hall Riders. And now look at the path he's got for his Hall Riders. This is what you would like to do in a Hall Raid. You want to create an L-shaped runaway for them. And just as you can see, the King charge and the baller dive down at the bottom got the defensive King and a Tesla farm. In addition to that trash, which does save some cleanup time for him. That is just incredible value. This Hog Rider is completely safe under heal, making their way to the second expo. The Queen still up at the top of the base, King still up, tons of Hogs and ballers on the battlefield. Could you do it any better? Now let us talk a bit about the Giant that was used at the entry. A Giant at Tunnel 9 has 940 hit points and a 43 DPS. A Hog Rider at Tunnel 9 has 480 hit points with 105 DPS. So by trading a Hog for a Giant, you actually gain the hit points of two Hog Riders and lose the DPS of half a Hog Rider, which is a good trade in situations where you have to get through a heavy area without wasting a heal on your Hogs. So just as you can see, these guys plan every single troop in their army, and that is the reason why they are competing at that level. That is it guys for the first and the last 9v9 triple as we move on to the 10v10s. This war, Anjune War vs Osax, this was a potluck spin where we were running the Cruiser breakdown of 4 Tunnel 11s and then 10 Tunnel 10s I believe, and then fill up with Tunnel 9, so that amounts to 16 Tunnel 9s for a 30v30 war. And what happened is, there were so many good hits in this particular war matchup that we had to actually split it into two videos. So we have another video for the Tunnel 9v9 action covered in detail, and this video was just supposed to be all about 10v10s, but you know, when I see a hog raid like that, I just become so greedy, I can just not control to bring it to you guys. And by the way, I'll have to apologize to Jono here as he's hitting at Patrick for the first 10v10 triple of this war, and we just ate up the introduction of this raid. I'll try to cover that up. Brings in a cold-blooded kill squad here and gets an incredible value. He gets the CC, he gets all 4 visitors, he gets the opposing queen and the first Inferno. But look at that, he almost gets the second Inferno, so that is an amazing value for his kill squad. Notice he uses the jump instead of wall breakers because wall breakers are just going to fail in an area with 4 visit towers. But look at what's left. He has to now deal with a base which has all 4 AD defenses standing in addition to Expos, point into air and an Inferno. I really love the adjustment he makes when he uses that freeze for this 2 AD defenses instead of the Inferno. Already knows the Inferno is down. I mean, the freeze on the Inferno would not have made a difference to his loons. Anyway, there's no splash there in his loons. Nothing is going to kill your 27 balloons. Use the freeze on those AD defenses, protect them when they are having that heavy beating, and that is it. Cleanup commences. Good job to Jono. I know I was late on commentary on this one guys, I do apologize for that. But there's nothing much you can do about it when you eat the whole introduction of an attack. The key here is that if you can get rid of all 4 visitors, the queen and the CC using your kill squad, then even if you do not get any air defenses, you're basically in a way getting rid of all the splash damage, you're getting it out of the way, and then the only thing that you have to deal with is the point damage, and you can just overwhelm it if you take so many balloons. Let's move on to Notorious Norman here, who starts with the funnel creation with a lovely baller bounce to target and destroy a mortar. Interesting placement of the gem gives him direct access to what was supposed to be a centralized queen. The baller squad is gonna come down with the king here in just a moment. Unfortunately, the king does take a walk, and that is the price you pay when you delay too much, because ballers, they basically create a two-layer funnel so that everything inside the base turns out to be at a greater distance than everything outside the base. The rage spell is dropped here, trying to quickly annihilate those defenses. And look at the tons of damage the ballers do under rage. I mean, ballers under rage, they are just something special. They just tend to do their own thing. Oh my, even the queen does take a walk, and he's gonna have to adjust on the fly here, because with that heavy kill squad, I'm assuming that he wanted to get an Inferno. But look at the pattern again. It is the L-shaped runaway that you have for your balloons, as he starts his balloon phase down at the bottom. And once the mortar goes down, he can now directly target an Inferno. Nice haste there, trying to mitigate the damage done by the Inferno, and those mortars outside the base gas, they are just wrecking his surgical precision. Something to keep in mind if you are building bases, those mortars are not letting him send his loons to where he wants them to. More targeted balloons incoming from the east, trying to keep the main group inside, but where do you just look at that Immortal King making his way down the whole northern perimeter of the base and tanking for those archer towers. Had that been my king, it would have died somewhere close to the northern Inferno, but since it is Notorious as king, it is really beefy there. A nice heal spell covering all the major threats, and look at that misplaced freeze spell, guys. This really hurts. In a raid like that, I mean, that could really change the game. That could change the entire game. But Notorious Norman, I'd like to talk something as cleanup comments is, basically, the idea with the freeze is that if you can get something in addition to the Inferno, that is a bonus. But it does not mean that you just grab the bonus and ignore the main thing. I mean, you have to get the Inferno. That's what you're taking the freeze primarily for. Anything else you grab in the base is a bonus, but if you do not grab the Inferno, it can make a huge difference. Randall Thor here, my favorite raid of this war due to the technicalities that were involved into this one. Minions here to start the fun, and that is going to be pretty much it for the fun creation, you guys. Hasted balloons going in and takes down that archer tower, and that is the key to the whole thing. There's a good reason behind that expensive trade. I'll just talk about it why. The king and the queen here are creating a funnel for themselves, and this is the cheapest funnel you can create for yourself in Clash of Clans. He wants his queen to step up and go into the compartment where both of those enemy royals are standing, so that she could get access to the Inferno. Now notice, if all breakers in, the king steps up, aggros onto the defensive queen. Bam! The defensive queen is down. Now at this point you can understand that had that archer tower still been standing, there is a fair amount of chance that the queen would step up to that archer tower, because after the gold storage goes down, the next closest structure in her vision range is the archer tower, and this could be a topic of discussion when we will be making our troop funneling video. Now even after so much effort, Randall Thor finally managed to get his queen in, but look at what the queen is doing. I mean, you know guys, girls, they are allowed to do whatever they want to, hitting all the trash instead of the Inferno, and finally falling just short of getting that Inferno down. And you can again frame an L shape in your mind that is kind of like used as a runaway, where he starts from one end, he's gonna end at the other end. The L shape not very well established on this one, but it was a very light kill squad, and that is okay. An unexpected baby dragon coming out of the CC instead of a lava hound, as he rages his loons to get that initial push into the base. The first Inferno goes down. That baby dragon could be trouble here. I just hope that the pups take it down. Looks like the pups will. But the second Inferno is still standing and still being a major threat onto this base, as it was expected to go down to the girl squad, but the queen quite did not get it. More loons coming at the flanks, and the goal here is to reduce the loon travel time for that main group by balloons. The Air Sweeper is not helping things out as he drops his final haste spell, and looks like the Air Sweeper is not at a great angle to counter that move as the final defenses collapse. The Inferno and the Visitor being the only threat with the loons is standing at a decent amount of health onto this one. The Air Skeletons, I don't think they are an issue, as cleanup comments says, nice job to Randall Thorman, a really nice plan. A really nice work on the scout there on this base, where he decides to sacrifice some runes for the hasty spell for that Archer Tower to go down, and that did help things out, but he did not create the second funnel. You have to create two sides of the funnel. Nice raid, man. Anyway, nice adjustment there on the fly. Alright guys, let's move on to the fourth and the final 10v10 triple that Andunia War got against Osax in this matchup. And this is going to be me getting it done against Thiago Braga. Nice work to NGO though, our senior most town on 10 on the scout in this one. The plan was his, I was just a puppet executing it. He says that there is a baby dragon runaway. I mean, look at the amount of trash. You need something to help those ballers and witches to keep the attack moving smoothly. Says that baby dragons could be a possibility. No way defenses are on that area. We did suspect a Seeking Mind to be there because this was going to be a fresh hit, so I took 2 instead of 1. No! I would be dead if that golem goes down to the mortar. Please stop! Well, a soft relief I can heave. Here's finally he reroutes the mortar just going down in time. Now the plan was that if you want the main group of ballers to go in, you need to take down that Wizard Tower and the cannon. The Wizard Tower is a really good guy, goes down early, but the cannon is taking a while. The Queen steps up, takes the cannon down. Finally, everything goes in, double poison to receive the CC troops. The King is gonna aggro, gonna take that Inferno down, hopefully get that Queen. I don't think he will live that long, but my Queen is going to do the job. The second gem giving you access to almost 85% of the base. In goes the second Rage spell. This is a really quick attack, guys, with the final freeze grabbing the Inferno, and as a bonus I get the airship. I don't know how it was helpful, but the baby dragon being the hero here, saving this raid and saving those witches from those 4 Teslas. Were there 4? I did not count though. The Queen with her ability. Now the final threats here, the Wizard Tower and the Bomb Tower on the posteriority of this base, and there comes a giant bomb. Ooh. That would have hurt had the Queen died to that, but finally forcing the Queen's ability there. That one last cannon swinging its nozzle trying to win this bag, but its last efforts they are going to be in vain as this 3-star is already in the bag. So that is going to wrap up today's episode, you guys. 86 to 77 being your final in this one, with 4 10v10 triples and 100% dip success. And Andunia does manage to clear all 9s and 10s, with all 11s being at 2 stars. Also, these guys, they are in the headlines these days as they defeated one of the last 2 undefeated teams standing in the light division in their CWLL Week 6 matchup. I think it was Week 7. Andunia came into this match at 0-6, while Time Vortex was sitting at 6 wins to 0 losses. Everyone expected Time Vortex to easily grab this victory, but did that quite happen? Of course it did not, as your screen tells you. 70 to 70 was your final, with Andunia picking the victory on total destruction by 0.84%. By the time I'll get this video out to you guys, they have already defeated Cold September in their Week 8 matchup, 73 to 71, and 73 stars is no joke, you guys. Andunia sitting at 2-6. They are a clan that came through a few problems with great fortitude. Those were some fine victories in these important CWL fixtures.